Scott writes, is my friend trying to cockblock me? Hey, so I've been getting closer to a girl I've been meeting through a mutual friend at social gatherings, etc., and I've been told and am aware she's very interested. Well, it's like, dude, make a move. It's like you just beating around the bush when she knows you're interested in her and you're just basically getting fearful and not having the courage to ask her out or ask her for a number. Usually it's going to turn her off, but sometimes it does. I do recognize this, that it does actually build anticipation, because she's like starting to wonder. But if it's like too much anticipation, you just basically keep putting it off and keep putting it off, then she's going to basically just move on, especially if she has other options, which is probably the case, especially if she's beautiful. Be aware of this. And then also know that, yeah, I mean, your friends trying to cockblock you actually happens a lot. And so it's like, that's why it's important to also kind of keep what you're doing, keep who you're dating somewhat like to yourself, especially, and don't just like brag about, her to your friends, or brag about, especially like brag about sex to your friends. Because one, it usually gets back to her. And two, you don't know the guy's feelings towards her. Maybe he had a crush on her and didn't say it. And now he's like going to try to cockblock you, sabotage you. It's just how it is. And just be careful on that. And that's why it usually is better to kind of keep who you're dating to yourself, both to other women, but also to other men. Me and mutual friend have a usual stuff lad chat a long while ago, but how attractive she is, etc. Yeah, so they're talking about how hot she is. Yeah, the usual stuff. And he mentioned he's tried it and got nowhere, so he said good luck. Yeah, right. So yeah, so he's even mentioning that he's tried it. He likes her. He's going after her. He got rejected, so now he probably even wants her more. And now, if you go in there and succeed, what's going to happen? He's going to get jealous. Beware of this, dude. And that's why it's usually important to not talk about this stuff, not talk about the women you're going after, the women you're dating. Usually a bad dynamic. He says, fast forward. At the party, he was trying to hug her all night. Yeah, and he has probably no skills at relationships, no skills at attraction, no skills at pickup. And therefore, it's like sometimes those people have the most jealousy towards people who do know how to do it. It's just because it's like they don't feel like they're good enough. And give her a peck on the lips in a joking friend way. Yeah, it's just like desperation stuff. It's not gonna work. It's like the guy's just kind of like, oh, if this happens, this equation mindset. Oh, if I just hug her before I have this like friend kiss, then I can ask her for a number, or then it'll just automatically happen that I'll be dating her. And it's just like a delusional way of approaching a pickup situation. Get to the point. Know what you want. Is that her number? Is asking her for a date? And ideally, you want to do this when she is like alone, because if you're in a group setting like this and you ask her for her number or ask her on a date, usually she has her guard up because it's like she doesn't want to be labeled as like a slut or whatever negative label that'll go along with that. It's just like she has her guard up, because she doesn't want to be judged by her friends or the people around her. Just be aware of that. It's usually a much better opportunity if you can get her alone and then ask for the outcome that you want. But one, know your outcome and then take action towards it. And he said yes. I guess they're going to another friend's party, and he said yes. Then about 20 minutes later, he and her jumped in a cab, and out of nowhere, he ran up and said he'll come back too. On the way back, we went past his house, and I asked the cab to stop so he could jump out, and he was like, no, don't worry, I'll make sure she gets home first. Yeah, he's totally competing with you, dude. I've invited her out to our friends gathering. Mutual friend wasn't attending, but has now canceled his other plans to come to this. Yeah, sometimes it's better to just like walk away from a situation like this, especially when you recognize this guy has no game. Because it's like, well, you just remove yourself from the situation, and when you can walk away and then you're just gone, sometimes it just makes her wonder about you, and she's kind of more intrigued about you. And if she hooks up with this other guy, it's like, well, so what? Just move on with your life. That's kind of the attitude you have. But the likelihood of that happening with this guy's approach and you recognizing this guy's like shit approach is very low. Um, so continuing on, he was invited and declined 10 minutes after I mentioned in our friend group chat on Snap that she's coming. He changed his mind. A little jumbled word, but it seems like he asked her to maybe go someplace private or go to some other party. The friend asked this girl that, and she declined him. It's like, yeah, and also, what's kind of her interest? You said that you asked her friends, which is just like a little like middle school kind of thing to do. It's like, oh, does she like me kind of deal. It shows less confidence. But what did they tell you? I mean, what was going on with that? I'd like some more background information on you perceiving her interest in you, because so commonly guys who are interested in a woman just project their own interests thinking it's reciprocated by her. And then they act just in ways that just aren't natural to the situation. Am I thinking too far into this? Well, no, this guy's definitely competing with you for this girl. I'm getting the vibe he likes her, and yeah, pretty obvious. I mean, he's telling you that, oh, I went for her and I got denied. It's like, yeah, the guy just trying to get her. And he wouldn't admit it because he knows she doesn't, and it's not the style to admit it. Yeah, also that he knows that you're interested in her because you're talking about her, and so he just want to tell you that because he's got to try to fly under the radar, try to friend zone his way into dating her. Yeah, poor approach. Is he purposefully cockblocking me? Yeah. Yes, yes. So again, the importance of just really keeping a lot of this stuff to yourself, going for your outcome, getting her alone to really make a move and ask her out and go for the outcome you want. Know what outcome you want. Assume that she wants the same thing when you ask her, hey, when are you free to get together? What's your number? And pull out your phone. And you'll have a much higher success rate.